roll, please.
Yeah.
Studio, let's go ahead and throw up image 166. Who does the AmFest attendees, who do they want as their 2028 GOP 228? And that big old bar right at the top is, of course, J.D. Vance.
Huge.
The next closest was Marco Rubio, the great Secretary of State in the Trump administration. Rich, break this down. J.D. Vance is running away with the who do we want as the 2028 GOP nominee. Explain the significance of that graph.
And the consistency of him polling at that level, I don't think he ever polled below 75%, folks. That's
image
well over a
166.
supermajority.
Who does the AmFest attendees? Who do they want as their 2028 GOP?
Waiting to see.
And that big old bar right at the top.
When the vice president gave his speech, it just went to that level, never looked back. I mean, it was, some people, saying, I can't wait to see what the vice president has to say. This has never happened. Andrew, this is never. I've done a lot of straw polls at a lot of different events. We've done a lot of AmFest ones, right? This has never happened. There's never been such widespread agreement over, because what are they really telling you when they're picking who they want for the future nominee, right? What is the base? What is the Turning Point family telling you? This is the direction we want to go in the future. This is what we want for the future of the movement, for the future of the party. And there, the media wanted to talk about all of the different factions in the coalition, right? This is it's nearly unanimous. I mean, it's overwhelming. And we asked a lot of other questions. It doesn't matter what the answers for different demographic groups, how one favored other, something over the other. It doesn't matter. When it comes to this question, who do you want for your nominee? Everybody is in agreement. There's not a single group that's disconnected or has a different opinion. Always, and this is statistics, you're always going to have marginal support for something over another, right? I mean, that's just the way it works. This is about as uniformity as you get. Close to uniformity as you get.
So just so people have the exact numbers, it's 84.2% chose J.D. Vance.
Yep.
4.8%, so just under 5%, chose Marco Rubio. 2.9% chose Ron DeSantis. 1.8% chose Don Jr. 0.3% chose Ted Cruz. And 0.4% chose Youngkin. I'm not sure why
Let's just crown him. Crown the man president in 2028, J.D. Vance. My God, I love this man. Love where we're headed. My God. Hey, guys, I don't know if you guys heard, but there's a little wind tonight on Monday Night Football. I'm not wearing enough swag, I don't think, to represent, but my boy Purdy, 5 touchdowns. What a win. Winning all over the place. My man J.D. Vance going to be the next president for 8 years. Market 8, bro. Market 8, dude. Lebowski style. Trump is killing it. He's on the rebound. Approval over 50% in several polls. We're winning, folks. It's a winning time. Missed you guys. Been a few days. Hope you're doing well. Merry freaking Christmas. Couple days to go, but we are in that season. It's a glorious time to be an ace hole like you friends out there. I'm drinking my good brew. We're having a good time. It's all good. So got some stuff to cover tonight from the last few days. Some news, although not crazy news, but there has been some interesting stuff we're going to talk about, especially the Epstein files. I think it's time to catch up on that, where we're at with all that interesting stuff going on. But, man, I don't know if you guys caught my video last night, the J.D. Vance speech breakdown. One of the great speeches ever given by a politician last night that I covered. It was over the weekend, but I covered it last night. I hope you guys watched that video if you missed it. Honestly, it's unbelievable. So good. Is my mic a problem? Wow. I've never had my mic. Okay, hold up. Let me work on the mic. Is that better? Is that better, country? All right, I turned it down a little bit. I don't know why it was on so loud. But anyways, listen, good times. First of all, I'm rested. I'm not rested very often. But my gosh, guys, I've been doing a lot of studying the last few days as I've been resting and catching up and looking behind the scenes. And I got to say, man, so many things are coming together. It's incredible what is going on this administration. And it's incredible how, sometimes you need to step back and slow down. And that's what I'm using this season for. I have this week off of work. I'm trying to regather my thoughts, regather my my rest, my temperament, and I gotta say, I feel better than ever about where we're headed. There are so many amazing things happening behind the scenes and in front of us, and so going to talk about all that tonight and get through it. But I missed you guys. I really did. I missed you guys. It's been too long. And so I haven't been on since Thursday live. And, that's just too long. Too long without you, my friends. And how are you all doing? So before we get started, hit that like, hit that subscribe. Appreciate it. Hit that follow, hit that repost if you're on X. Thank you so much. Let's say hey to the Chizat, and then we're going to get going. Steve King, what's up tonight, man? Frank Anastasio, one love. What's up, brother? Nick Mages. Great Niners win tonight. Amen. Uncle Andy, it's been a while, my friend. It's good to see you. Rum Dog, I'm guessing Uncle Andy, or maybe you taking some Christmas time off too, and that's why you're available. Kim Wiley, what's going on? Toe Cramp here. Barefoot DC. Alice Fordham, Merry Christmas. Z-Grooms, thanks for the mic shout out, brother, so I could fix that. We're front running a little bit. Let's see here. Is it scratchy? Am I still scratchy sounding? I did miss you guys. Oh, Brett's in the house. FOIA request, baby. Hey, which one are you talking about? Are you talking about the MMTLP stuff? Because that's getting spicy as well. Man, we got, I'm telling you guys, the market reform's coming. It's coming. So many people have been discouraged because it's taken a while, but I'm telling you, it's coming. It is absolutely on its way. It's just timing. Everything's timing. I listened to, and everybody should listen to this, by the way, Tucker Carlson. What's up, Linda? Tucker Carlson hosted Matt Gaetz this weekend. Or actually, today, I think it posted. Hosted Matt Gaetz, and we all love Matt Gaetz, right? So Matt Gaetz was fascinating. Fascinating. And I'll tell you what, he tells the whole story about his attorney general trip. I think there's some things he just can't say. He did say that he believes Pam Bondi is killing it. And so I just want you guys to know that's coming from Matt Gaetz. All right. And I keep telling you guys the attack on her is a psyop. And we're going to talk about more about that tonight once we get to the Epstein stuff. But there is, where was I going with this? Oh, his point was that, a lot of people are fussy that not everything's happening right away. And he was saying that, man, if I was AG, he was nominated, turned it and backed out 4 days later because he didn't see a path to becoming AG. He was like, if I was AG, the same thing would be happening to me. He's like, because there's processes. So he was defending Bondi, which is very interesting to hear. Gaetz, he's total independent speaker. He's out there. You never have to worry about Gaetz telling the truth. So all that to say, guys, that there's so much in the works, but Trump has to do it one thing at a time. And he's trying to do 10 things at a time already. He's getting as much done as he can. And the markets are important. I mean, they're important because it's people's money we're talking about. So you have to be very sensitive in how you have to deal with them. So listen, everybody be patient. It's coming. We're not even a year into the Trump administration yet. I don't know if you know this, but when we voted for him, we voted for 4 years, which means he's still got 3+ years left to get done what we want him to do. And I'm going to be honest with you guys. We're going to get 8 years after that too. We're getting JD Vance. I'm so certain of this, and maybe that's crazy of me. Maybe I shouldn't be, but I'm telling you, I'm as certain of JD Vance winning the 2028 presidency as I am of Trump winning 2024. And you guys watch my show. You know that I called Trump the whole time. I was doing videos in February telling you guys that these poll numbers, they never go back. They cannot be defeated. They've never been defeated before. It's just going to happen. And I was right. I was proven right. I told you guys it would be done that night. It was done that night. And so, listen, I've had a grasp. I've had my finger on the pulse of this MAGA movement. And I'm telling you right now, JD Vance is going to get 8 years. He's going to be in 28. So keep your head on. Things are happening. The world is a mess. Our country is a mess. The deep state is real. It is embedded. It takes a while to get rid of cancer. Okay? It takes a while to get rid of cancer. So just be patient. We're going to get there. Uncle Andy with the $10 super chat. Thank you, Uncle Andy. He says, Merry Christmas. Bro, thank you so much. You know, you're my first super chat in like 2 months. It's been dry. And that's okay. I mean, people are, joining Patreon, they support the channel in other ways, but it means a lot. So thank you, Andy. I appreciate that. The Christmas gift. Thank you so much. You guys are the best. I always appreciate you for supporting the channel. Guys, I'm excited. I feel like I'm just for 1 second, I'm going to shift gears here. I'm praying and I'm resting and just seeing how I feel about the next year. Now, we got the midterms coming up, but I feel like the channel, I'm always growing. I'm always trying to get better. So I'm praying through right now what is going to look for in the coming year of the channel, how I grow, how I change, if things shift. But, I got to be true to myself and do what's best, what I think you guys want. And so I'm going to do my best to shift in that way. I really want to do more guests this year. This year I was terrible on guests, but I'm going to try. Last year when I was heading into the new year, I had some guests line up. They were incredible, and they all backed out on me. And after that, I just never recovered. So I am sorry for that, but I'm gathering back up. Next year is going to be a banger. 2026 is going to be the year of the booming economy and so much more. So I am very, very excited, and honestly, it's just going to get better. So if you guys hang in there, if you've enjoyed my show, even when I've gone through not the best seasons, if I'm not always been the best or the most consistent, it's only going to get better. I promise you, I will get better. And so it's been 3 years. Can you believe that? 3 years in just a couple days I've been doing this show. And some of you have been there from the beginning. Some of you have been from, a couple years, but I love this community. It's the best community online. I am happy to say that. We're slow growing it organically. I don't get any help. I don't get my 7,000 from Israel because they don't like how I talk about them. And the other side that hates Israel and gets promoted, they don't like how I talk about it either because I'm moderate. And I just, you know what? I tell you guys the truth. And as a truth teller, you got to do things the hard way, and that's okay. We're going to keep doing it the hard way. So Mike Mishler with this super chat as well. $10 for Mike Mishler. Thank you so much, friend. Merry Christmas, buddy. Says, man, you guys are the best. Thank you so much. Greatly, greatly appreciate that. I love you guys. I really do. Silver exports on China. Yeah, silver is crazy right now. So thanks for that, Alan. Thanks for the heads up on there. I have a rogue hat on my oh man. Well, let me clean up that rogue hair. Thanks, man. That's the problem with HD. You can see everything, ain't it? Jeez Louise. Moody, what's going on? A lot of the OGs in here tonight. CLA forever. Merry Christmas, friend. How's it going? Yes, Merry Christmas to Canada too. They really need it. Things are tough there right now. Get Shogun on. It's coming. Eric, I've tried to have Eric on multiple times. Our schedules just don't always match up. Tucker and Candace. Oh man, I'll tear up Candace. Remember the park vids? Yeah. Oh, that's old school. Cory Booker and Hakeem Jeffries are having Festivus. No. They're probably having some gay love somewhere, but I don't want to talk about that. 699 from CLA forever. What's going on? Thank you so much for the super chat. Lemon character lifting. Thank you so much, CLA. It was giving me the description of your GIF or your GIF. Thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I really appreciate this. Anyways, I didn't come on here to beg for money. I do appreciate the gifts. It means a lot. I'm actually saving up for a new PC because I want to run a better show. And my PC is this. I've had this thing for 7 years and it is starting to show the signs of that. So every dime you guys donate right now is going to a new desktop computer so I can run a better show. Just saying that. You guys do with that what you want, but I'm just saying thank you. So I do appreciate that. Okay. Candace got offended for the first time in a long time. Well, it's probably because even Alex Jones is now calling her out. That is making me happy. You know what? I wasn't going to do this yet, but let's just jump to it. I'm not going to cover Candace much anymore because I think everybody's finally caught on. But I got to tell you that Louise is your middle name. That's hilarious. Kim, you crack me up. Listen, I think Candace is done. I think people have figured it out. So thankfully, because everybody caught up to me 2 weeks later, 3 weeks later, I don't know. It took a while. Do you guys understand how frustrating it can be being right all the time? Obviously, in my lane. I'm not saying I'm right all the time about stocks. There's other stuff I'm not right about all the time. I'm not God. But man, in politics, I just seem to have a good streak going on for the last 2 years, and I'm going to keep it going. But I was on the Candace thing way before everybody else, and now even Alex Jones has caught up with me. I got to tell you, guys, I cannot believe what Candace is out there saying. She's Egyptian planes? Why would you have Egyptian planes when you can track somebody with a cell phone? Come on, I just don't understand. I don't understand. Candace is telling everybody that the frogs are not gay. I told you that the frogs turned gay. And it's driving me crazy. But Alex is now all over the Candace Owens thing, calling her out. He says, like, I agree with you. There's cover up. There's weird stuff going on. But come on, what you're saying is insane. And I love it. It's happening. Tim Pool, it started with me. It got to Tim Pool. Now it's up to Alex. The Candace Owens thing is falling apart, and I just love it. And that's honestly all I'm going to say about it tonight. I don't need to go through this anymore. The bigger names are doing it. They caught up to where I'm at, and the narrative is crashing. Thank God. And I tell you what, after AmFest, brilliant. So much good happened at AmFest, including the infighting, which I love that they're doing it out in public in front of everybody because it lets people make choices. Great. Ben Shapiro looked like a doofus. All these other people, it's good stuff. Let it fall apart. Let the Candace Owens stuff fall apart and let JD Vance rise. I mean, I'm telling you, I got so, it's funny because I posted that video last night of, are you guys getting ads during the live show? I'm sorry, guys. I will try to see if I can fix that in the settings. You should not be getting ads during the live show. I'm sorry for that. I'm okay with an ad before you guys watch the live. That's okay. That supports the channel, but I do not want you guys getting ads during the live. That's not acceptable to me. So I will see if there's anything I can do about it. I'm sorry about that. Anyways, let's go. I posted this video about JD Vance's speech last night, and I don't know if you guys watch it. I do think it's one of the better videos I've done because, partially because the speech was just so good, but, everything he said is just so on point. And, I am so excited for that, man. I really am. And honestly, I'm excited for Trump right now. So I don't want to get ahead of myself, one thing at a time, but we're in a very, very good place with Vance coming up. And it's so funny though, because that video did not perform that well. It hasn't even gotten 1,000 views yet. And that's okay. It's like, I understand YouTube doesn't promote my videos. They don't like me. Every once in a while I have one breakthrough. I just hit the algorithm at the perfect timing or something. But most of the time they don't push me. They only push me to mostly subscribers, but not even all you guys get notified. So with that said, not that many people watching my video. I got tons of people watching the video to crap on JD Vance and tell me how he's a deep state plant and how I'm an idiot for not seeing it. And it just makes me laugh. I get so much joy out of this. You guys don't know. I know a lot of people in life, they hear bad stuff, they get told they're a moron, and it deflates them, but not me, because I know how this all works. They come after me because I'm on point. And that's the only reason this stuff comes, like my small channel. Think about that. Why go out of your way to attack a small channel like mine? It's because they're bots. They're bought and paid for, or they're people who are looking for, they're in their mom's basement looking for everybody they can possibly attack. There's no other reason why somebody like me who posts a video that's not even at 1,000 views yet should have tons of comments telling me how I'm wrong about JD Vance and how he's a deep state plant. Does that not sound like something automated response by deep state, CIA, whatever? It's getting hot in here. I'm getting fiery. I got to take off my jacket, guys. Got to take off the jacket and have another sip of the stout. Give me a second here. But that's how you know you're on track, okay? And I love it because it's validation. And honestly, I have an amazing community, a few thousand of you guys. I absolutely love you guys. A few hundred of you guys are very involved. Absolutely the best community. And, as long as I'm speaking truth to you guys and we grow slow, I'm fine with that, because I don't ever want to sacrifice my integrity. I will tell you how it is. I will tell you the truth. I will call out the psyops. I will call out the bots. I will let you know every little thing I see, and I will do the best of my ability, especially in the political arena where I'm 97.3% right. I will do that to the best of my ability. And last night was just more validation, the whole JD Vance thing. It's crazy how much they are terrified of this man, and they don't want anything positive about him getting out there. That they are so scared of him, they will come after my little channel. Me, this, like this nothing channel, this, I mean, and I'm not, obviously, anyways, you guys know what I mean. I'm not a big influencer. I don't ever want to be. If I grow, I want it to be because I tell the truth, not because I'm trying to be an influencer. I don't want to be in that world, especially after what we just saw at AmFest. The influencers are all killing each other. They're all fighting for views. They're all doing whatever they can to pump that algo. No, you'll never see that here. I'll just do my best to get my message out there. And it's so funny to me that they go after me for it. So what does that tell you? It tells you that JD Vance is the truth. He is terrifying to them. They already dealt with Trump. He is systematically breaking them down, and they are completely unadulteratedly terrified, because once Trump comes in, once Trump's gone and the new foundation is laid, it's going to be time to build again. They see a chance to maybe try to start rebuilding what they're losing right now. But if Vance comes in, a new thing gets built on what Trump has to break down and lay a new foundation for. A new thing gets built with Vance, and it is over for them for a very, very long time, maybe forever. And that's where we're at. So Rumdog says, I think Alex taking a turn and taking some of Candace's revenue away. Maybe that would be a smart way to do it, huh? Nick Majors with the $20 super chat. Merry Christmas. Thank you, Nick. Amazing, brother. Thank you so much. That means so much to me. But you guys are incredibly generous. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you guys too. Mike Mishler says, Candace said F you to Ben Shapiro today. Oh man. So dumb. You got a Tai Chi ad? Tai Chi on my channel? That's kind of awesome. Mike Mishler's getting no ads, so that's good. Z-Grims, if I'm getting ad revenue, then you're okay with it? No, I do. Every ad that plays, I get 60% of what that ad would have made. A few cents, but it adds up over time. Forbidden Plan says, talk about silver and my numbers will go up. I know, but you know what? I've done the stock thing, and here's the deal. My numbers do climb faster if I focus on stocks. That is true. I could grow my channel to 30,000 pretty quick if all I talked about was stocks. YouTube pumps the stock talk and people are desperate for it. But I'll tell you what, it wouldn't be true to me because I only talk stocks when I feel like I have a grasp of what I'm talking about. And that for the most part it's not that much. I know a few stocks, I know a few companies pretty well, and that's it. I try not to, so I don't want to do that to you guys. Okay. It's your money. People get hurt. People don't listen to me when I tell them to be careful. And that's, but I get it. They just trust me when I say stuff. And that's how it is when you watch TV. And when it comes to money and stock investing, I'm only going to talk about that when I feel very confident about what I'm saying. I'm not going to push it because I don't want to just grow. One Love says YouTube's unsubscribing your followers 100%. I hear that a lot. If you guys want to check your subscription, see if you're still on there, please do. At least it's not Western women toxic. If I talk about Bigfoot, silver, and wealth transfer, my numbers will go up. I know, man. YouTube loves that stuff. If I talked about Charlie Kirk, conspiracies, my views would go up too. So, Rom Dog with another super chat, man. $20. Thank you so much, man. He says, thanks for keeping us grounded. My level-head political insight. 2026 stands to be the greatest year in a long time. Amen. Yeah, let's talk about that, shall we? Here, where is it? Oh yeah, right here. Okay, I got some for this. 2026, which I think is going to be a boom for the economy. And I also think it's going to be a year where we really get momentum on breaking up the corruption. I really do. Think about all that's in the works right now. The Somalian stuff in Minnesota, which is only going to lead to more exposure of Medicare fraud, so on and so forth. All this fraud is getting exposed. We have the Epstein files now mostly released. There's going to be stuff coming from that. We just have justice is starting to build up. The cases are starting to build up. So, and then we have the economy. So look at this. There's a great post. Trump is gearing up for an economic boom in 26 and Democrats worried. Inflation down 2.7%. Fuel standards rolled back to lower car prices. Tariff revenues allow potential rebate in 26. Largest tax refund ever in 26. Wait until March when everybody's gotten their tax returns. Things are really going to start picking up. Trump accounts for kids. This is really cool, by the way. What a story that Trump got that passed in the One Big Beautiful Bill. And now all these billionaires are literally giving away hundreds of millions of their dollars, billions of their dollars to fund more money for kids to save and invest growing up. That's incredible. It's an incredible story. Task force on slashing grocery prices, real incomes rising, job creation going to native-born Americans, housing plan on the way, trade deficit plummets. So yeah, we're seeing incredible things. And so I feel like we're going to see the results of all this start hitting in the next few months. I think by Q2 we'll be accelerating. By Q3 we'll be booming. So mark that down. You guys can hold me accountable on that. I feel pretty confident about that prediction, which would mean rolling into the midterms. It's going to be looking very good for MAGA. Trump's very smart and he moved very fast on all this stuff. And so the one thing we got to pray for is that, well, there's lots of stuff to pray for, obviously, but one of the big things is the Supreme Court upholds the tariffs. If they uphold the tariffs, it's off to the races really soon. Brett says, I don't want to jump to conclusion. I think Michael Bolton might be releasing a new catalog in 2026. Brett, I'm a fan. I'm a Michael Bolton fan. I think I celebrated his whole catalog. But you know what? It never gets better for me than when he sings When a Man Loves a Woman. I got to say, pretty incredible stuff right there. Brett, I love you. We got to watch Office Space together. I can't do it again on YouTube, though, because they like to take me off. Even when I wasn't promoting it in a members live. YouTube shut me down for showing Office Space clips. What the heck, YouTube? You suck. Here's something Trump's pulling off. Already down 2.5 million legals last year. Immigration net negative for the year. Incredible way to boost our economy, especially the middle class for the Americans. And now Trump has told them a lot of that self-deportation, well, he's accelerating that, saying, hey, we'll give you $3,000 this holidays instead of $1,000 if you get off my lawn. Get the heck out of here. Beat it, busters. This is going to definitely cut into those numbers. So that's pretty exciting. I love how this Trump administration thinks outside the box. That's how you get stuff done, especially when you have Congress who doesn't do anything because they hate you. So absolutely love this. Let's see it keep going. Beautiful stuff. What's that? Alan says, we have a Sioux City plant getting more jobs. Sioux Bee Honey moving jobs from California. Sucks to be California. California is ruining itself. Absolutely. Say, human, what's going on? Love that Iowa's getting that, Alan. Love it. Keep it going. Let's hope and pray and celebrate every single company moving from a blue state to a red state. Let's bankrupt the blue states. We want the only way we are going to get moderate liberals to ever wake the heck up to how awful their party is if the blue states basically go bankrupt. And I don't want people to suffer, but at the same time, I want them to feel the consequences of their votes. I want them to feel the consequences of their actions. You know, as a parent, I have 6 kids. The best way to teach your kids is to let them, it's not to beat them, it's not to lecture them, it's to let them experience consequences from their actions. Because then they learn, oh, I don't like how that felt. I don't like how that worked out. And that's what we got to let the liberals do. For far too long, and this goes back, Bush, Obama, Biden, Clinton, you can go back further than that, but especially in the modern age, the federal government kept bailing out people for the consequences of their actions. And because of that, they never felt how awful their policies really were. They never felt the full extent of it. So just by letting the blue states feel, just by not bailing them out, letting them feel the dire consequences, the horrible consequences of their policy choices, their voting choices, you will win over many, many more. COVID is proof of that. So looking at the economy, let's look at real quick what Trump might be thinking going forward. This is a little bit speculation, but it's fun. DJT made a big move this week because of this announcing this merger with Fusion. And this is a really interesting post here. So let's talk about this for a second. What's coming in our economy? Well, maybe DJT is giving us a clue. By merging True Social with TAE Technologies, betting the future on limited energy to break the globalist scarcity cult. You know, one of the biggest psyops that's happened over the last 50 years, maybe longer, is that oil is going to run out. You know, I used to hear all the time, be taught in school, oil's going to run out 50 to 100 years. We're running out of time. And then fracking started. And once they started fracking and finding there's oil literally everywhere, it might be 1,000 years till we run out. Well, and now they're starting to find that oil is actually renewable. It keeps being produced. We don't quite understand how it all happens yet, but the fact is, it doesn't just go away forever. It's like water. It keeps coming back. And so the truth is with oil is we could actually never run out of oil. So that's part of the scarcity mindset that we were told in order to make sacrifices, because oil and electricity brought millions and billions of people out of poverty. And then but they don't want us out of poverty. They don't want us free. Free energy or cheap energy is one of the main factors in wealth. It's one of the main factors in lifting communities out of poverty and nations out of poverty. So do with that what you will, but they don't want that to happen, because a people with resources, a people with money, a people not stuck is a people that you cannot control. And so it's getting really interesting there. But so Trump's launching a new space race and a globalist scarcity cult and power a massive economic boom. He did talk about going back to the moon. Anyways, he goes into John Trump and how genius a lot of us have heard this stuff before. But anyways, Promethean Action doing great work. I highly recommend looking into them. But the fusion stuff is very interesting. Merging with DJT, the company. If fusion ever just turned out to be legit for mass use, it can make our electric bills be like $10 a month. It will completely solve the AI energy issues they're predicting. So imagine that happening. If it does, DJT will become one of the biggest stocks you've ever seen in your life. We're talking $2,000 a share if it's not split. That's number one. Number two is that America and subsequent countries will find a entirely new ceiling of wealth and prosperity for their people. So crazy, exciting stuff. Andy says, I remember reading a conspiracy related to that oil renewable resource over 20 years ago, and everyone I told about it, I thought it was stupid. Yeah, people don't want to hear it because, all this stuff, whether it's oil or electricity and cheap energy or, just go down the road. Go down the line of all this stuff. We were so conditioned by our schooling. They take us as kids, 5, 6, 7 years old, put us in day camps for 40 hours a week and teach us nonsense. Some of it's good. And if you go to a great school, maybe most of it's good. But the truth is, even in the best schools, some of this nonsense has made it into the books. And you can't ever grow up completely not being taught some nonsense. It's impossible. Somebody at some point is going to teach you something wrong. But the schools are designed to teach you to be afraid, to teach you to worship the government, to feel safe with the government, to get a secure job. They teach you to be employees. They teach you to not be free, to not take risks, and to basically commit yourself to the only way to making money is to rise up their system. They don't teach you about entrepreneurship. They don't teach you how to create things. They don't teach you how to make money. They teach you how to earn money by working for somebody else. They teach you that the world's a big, scary place and it's all falling apart and you got to trust us because they want you to vote Democrat or communist. Let's just be honest. It's communism. Even if you vote Republican, but you vote establishment Republican, it's just a slower road there. That's what they want, and that's what they teach you. They teach you not to take the risks. They teach you not to be self-empowered. And so it's all about trusting institutions all the time. Think about the whole way it works. Sit down all day. Raise your hand if you want to be taught, if you want to speak. Raise your hand if you want to go to the bathroom. There's no agency. There's no teaching responsibility. It's all teaching, yes, sir, no, sir. I can't think for myself, sir. And that's the whole system. And that's what happened with, and that's how oil, they beat that into us. And that's why nobody wants to believe us when we say these things. It takes a while to decompress from all that programming. Let's see, another ad. Cupid single women looking for older men. Well, hey, there you go. Brett says they won't let that happen in California. Who's Newsom going to sue? Which part won't they let happen? The fusion stuff? Isn't Newsom about to be gone? Rum Dog, did I see the massive trolling Trump did with the Kennedy Center? Oh, absolutely brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I shared the post. Let me pull it up here. It's so funny what he's doing with the Kennedy Center, and Rich Barris called it out. Yeah, here it is. So he calls it now the Donald Trump and John F. Kennedy Center for Performing Arts. Robert Neal says it's the biggest middle finger in American political history. And Rich Barris, it's legit hilarious how people I know have reacted. He does on purpose. It's amazing. Absolutely. So yeah, Trump's the best. Alan says climate change, a word game used to be global warming, cooling, warming, then climate change. Yep, 100%. It is 4 seasons. You're right, buddy. That's all it really is. Trump needs to rename the USA. Well, I don't think he'll get that far. I don't think he'll get that far. Brett, if you can find David's other name, you have my permission to unban him. He's been on this crusade, and I just haven't figured out what to do with that. So if you can figure it out for him on his other account, you can unban him. You have my permission. Okay, let's get into this because they're really pushing this right now. And it's just another psyop thing they're going. But the Epstein files did come out on Friday. Okay, and they released a ton, and everybody's been complaining that it's redacted. Well, first of all, as I'll let you guys stare at this picture of Epstein, Bill Clinton, this cartoon, which, you know, you're getting cartoons with people. You're usually pretty close to them. Epstein, Clinton, Barack Obama, and Adam Schiff, people believe that is back there. I'll let you guys stare at that as I talk about this. So these Epstein files dropped, and it's what they were supposed to release. And they said, we're going to, we have to redact the victims' names. And Massey and everybody said, that's cool. And so some redactions were made. They also said, and this part's never talked about, that much of the files we're releasing are already redacted, already being the key word, redacted by grand juries, by judges. That's the key word. So the Trump administration releases all of this and then gets nonstop crap from everybody for all the redactions. Well, I'll tell you what, I can't tell you one by one which the DOJ redacted in the Trump administration, and that was redacted beforehand. But I can tell you it's a lot. And so they're catching all this flack. And now Massey and Ro Khanna, Democrat and the libertarian who's always anti-Trump in every aspect he can be, and when it's important, those two are teaming up. And guess what they're talking about doing now? Impeaching Pam Bondi. Ask yourself this. They know they can't go after Trump. After they tried twice in his first term, failed, tried to lock him up, they know if they go after Trump again, it's political suicide. Because the people are just like, no more. We're done with this. We're not doing this anymore. So can't go after Trump. What are they going to try to do? Well, ask yourself why they pick Pam Bondi. For all you guys, and I don't mean necessarily you guys watching this second, but for all who watch my videos at any point, and anybody out there who've been talking crap on Pam Bondi for all their frustrations, for everything not going the way you want, I get it. But actually blaming Bondi for that, ask yourself why they're trying to take her out. Why take her out unless she's important? Think about that for a second. Do you know if Pam Bondi's out, Trump's going to have a real tough time because Congress is now thinks Trump's weaker. And so they're not going to be as likely to be bullied into voting for a new nominee. So his chances of getting another attorney general he can really trust are pretty low. So they want Bondi out. Why? Because she's way more effective than she's given credit for. She is winning 97, 98% of her cases at the Supreme Court. That's huge. She's literally helping Trump reframe the entire power of the presidency with these Supreme Court wins, which is going to impact generations. I'm sorry, it just is. So that's huge. She's building up and getting all these cases built up for the grand juries, for all these indictments that are coming out. That takes time. That's difficult, but she's working on it. And getting some of those grand juries in Florida, especially for the big ones. This is why they're afraid of her. She's not the fool people are making her out to be. She's not the failure people think she is. She's actually doing a good enough job where they're trying to come up with a reason to get rid of her. Just remember that. Remember, your enemies always point to who's actually doing a good job or who's actually dangerous. The enemies do that. Thomas Massie is a deep state stooge. I don't know who needs to hear that, but I'm going to repeat it again. Thomas Massie is a deep state stooge. He literally has accomplished nothing in all his years in Congress except becoming popular with the libertarian do-nothing crowd. That's it. He helps control narratives against people like Trump. Do you remember hearing Massey's name all the time with Biden? No. Because he sat still. You know, he'd throw out his stuff he had to in order to keep his base satisfied, but that's it. But there wasn't this push. Trump comes in and it is undermine. I'm going to take out your AG now. Think about that. Meanwhile, the Epstein files drop, and what they do show us is it's bad for the Democrats, guys. It is Clinton. Again, here's Clinton, Obama, Schiff with Epstein. We get lots of Clinton pictures. Redacted face, Clinton in a hot tub, redacted victim. That doesn't look like she's wearing clothes, just saying. Here's Clinton with Michael Jackson, although I will say in Jackson's defense, he looks kind of shocked. I don't know. I have mixed feelings on Michael. I want to believe he was actually a good guy. You know, maybe it will be proven otherwise. But, you know, the thing is, Epstein association doesn't make you guilty. Because Epstein knew everybody. Because Epstein's job was to get in good with everybody rich and famous so that he could try to control them. But so there you have Clinton and MJ. Here we have Clinton, Mick Jagger. That definitely looks like Mick Jagger to me. And Epstein. Can't tell who that is. But lots of Clinton stuff. Tons and tons of pictures of Clinton. In fact, there's a search option on the files. If you type in Clinton's name, as so far as I know, it's the one that's got the most connection of all of them. I think it was over 1,000 hits. They are terrified of this stuff coming out. David says, I'm pretty sure we've seen these photos before. We might have, but not with this much attention. And that's what matters. Okay. RuPaul would have been a good guess for Epstein. Diddy was too young. I don't think Diddy was too young. Diddy was big by the late 90s. Yeah. I don't think Bill likes Hillary around. Never has, never will. So we got this really interesting thing. Mike Benz has been doing some top-notch work in Epstein. Says this about Obama's top White House lawyer. Jeffrey Epstein says, my great defender. That's Obama's lawyer. This is the stuff that's coming out of the files. But you know what? They don't want you talking about it because they want you focused on the redactions because that's the only narrative they have left. And now Massey and Rokan are trying to impeach Bondi and trying to pass more legislation and playing the narrative that stuff's being held back, even though we were told there would be redactions and told some was already redacted. It's all nonsense. If you actually read their bill, it has no teeth to undo the redactions. There's no penalties. It's insane. They set themselves up for this, and it's on purpose because they don't want that information coming out. They are trying to play a very fine game here and walk a very narrow line of, hey, we're fighting for the Epstein files release, but don't release all of them. But we're going to fight you that you didn't release all of them. That's the game they're playing. It's It's crazy, but it is what they're doing, and it's how psyops work. Because psyops, you got to kind of play both sides to really make it work, and that's what they're trying to do. Massey's terrible, and it's becoming more and more obvious by the day. They do ignore Clinton because they already know. Uncle Andy, do we know more about the VH1 TV special they did flaunting Epstein's lifestyle? That entire show so bizarre. That's a great question, Uncle Andy. I haven't heard anything on that one. David says, I think Hillary's a lesbian. She's dating her assistant. I mean, maybe. Hillary only married Bill because she knew he could be president someday. She's always been politically minded. She's also one of the grossest people alive, so it wouldn't surprise me at all. Your donut. CLA forever. Christina Abbott says, Michael Jackson was framed to believe he was innocent. I kind of lean that way too, Christina, not going to lie. But we won't get into him tonight. So Mike Pence does this massive deep dive, and I recommend you all watch it. This is a 30-minute clip. It was a 4-hour live stream where he says, I think I finally unlocked it. Now, there's been other people who've come to this conclusion before. Ryan Dawson, shout out to you. You've done great work on Epstein. And I've told you guys this. Epstein's main thing was not the perverted stuff. That was like a side part. But the main stuff was the money laundering. And here's what Mike Benz discovered as he went deep diving on Epstein. He says, this is it. The key to Epstein. Bear Stearns put him on BCCI trades in 1979 as it made millions helping the CIA, Brits, Saudis, and Israelis disguise covert cash by clearing $13 billion with BCCI, a CIA money laundering bank. Epstein simply developed clientele and career niche. So Epstein was just a deep state tool. His job was get up close and personal with all the rich and powerful and launder money for them and then get blackmail on them so we can control them. That's it. Interestingly enough, the sex part, the pedo stuff, wasn't always the blackmail. In fact, most of the time it wasn't. It was the reward for working with him. Because again, if you used it for blackmail one time, nobody would trust you again. It was the money. It's always been about the money. And that's what the dirty secret is that nobody talks about because it's not interesting as the scandalous sex stuff. But that's also why we're never going to get what we want. We might get a couple guys here and there, but we're not going to get what we want on a large scale by going after the sex part of it. And that's why they want you focused on it. And that's why the deep state is totally okay with some of this being released. Now, Matt Gaetz agrees with me. Epstein was intel. Why was Epstein taking CIA planes and handing them off to someone who had potential ties to Mossad? What was he doing taking these pictures of Bill Clinton? And here I had Grok break down everything Mike Benz was saying. And here's some really interesting stuff. Let's see. Mike Mishler says they're saying that Massey or Rand Paul will take a shot at the presidency to stop JD Vance. That's hilarious. I don't know who's saying that, Mike. I haven't seen it, but if they are saying that, that's so funny. Massey is completely awful and Rand Paul as well. Rand Paul's ran for president. He got like 2% of the primary vote. Massey would get even less. Listen, these guys are not serious. They are only voted on because they both exist. Massey in a super conservative, small district. I will always vote for whoever's the red guy in that district by dozens and dozens of percentage points. Rand Paul is going to keep being voted on because he's from Kentucky. It's a super red state, over 60%, almost 70%. And he's the son of Ron Paul. So because of that name, but he will never come close to winning a primary for president. Thomas Massey would get even less. These guys are not serious. And if they want to run for president, good luck for them. They'll just waste their money. I hope they do because there'll be more exposure on a grand scale. Rand Paul ran against Trump in 2016, if you don't remember. Got his butt whooped. They are both pathetic. They're both saying it. Well, good. I hope it happens because I would love to see them both get throttled, which is what will happen. It would be hilarious. It'd be good TV for me. Hillary Clinton had lesbian rumors go back to 92. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Power couples marry all the time. So look at this. Epstein's origins at Bear Stearns and ties BCCI, Bank of Credit and Commerce International. Benz identifies Epstein's entry into finance at Bear Stearns in 1976. Actually, let me get down to this. This is a better outline here. Started at Bear Stearns in 76, handled trades involving them by 79. CIA-linked bank for money laundering. Bear Stearns profited millions. Epstein developed clientele for intelligence laundering. CIA had tabs on Epstein since at least 83, which is actually the year I was born. So there's that. All right, Mishler, I'm going to get to that in a minute. Brett says Walter Mondale had a better chance of being president than Paul ever will. Oh, yeah. Walter Mondale won a primary. And Rand Paul never will. Intelligence agency connections. Epstein, definitely CIA, possibly Mossad. Controlled Southern Air Transport. Relocated SAT to Columbus, Ohio, tied to Somalia operations under Bush the First. Linked to mass Somalia immigration to Columbus during 94. Does this sound like MAGA? Does this sound like somebody that would agree with Trump, who's actually calling out the Somalians right now? No. This is a guy who's hardcore deep state. Establishment Republican and Democrat. Influence in Virgin Islands via banking. JP Morgan flagged 1 billion plus Epstein transactions. That's crazy. Donate millions to Harvard endowment. Summers sought Epstein's advice. Joint trips. And then here's the important part. Broader implications. Sex trafficking was a secondary side hustle or deal sweetener. Core role was money laundering for elites and intelligence ops. Files redacted for national security. Calls for full DOJ. This is just what he's calling for. Connection to scandals, Uranium One, Moldova, NATO politics. So Epstein was helping all the deep state operations is what it comes down to, which is exactly what I tried to tell everybody months and months ago. But Mike Benz has now discovered it, and now it's becoming a little more mainstream because Mike Benz is a brilliant guy and he deserves all the credit, and I'm glad he's on this, and I'm glad he's getting it out there. But we've known this, and now we're getting more details, which is good. Let the Epstein files come out. Let people like Benz promote what's really happened here. It is, and this is what's interesting. Everything Epstein did that was the real big stuff with the control and everything, it all's about the money. Well, what's Trump doing more than anything else when it comes to corrupt actors? They're going after the money, shutting down all the government entities, pushing out money that people launder or steal. And he's got Besant tracking all these transactions to find the bad guys. They know what they're doing. This is where the rubber is really meeting the road on all this. Let's see here. I had something else I was going to do. Oh, and then this is becoming mainstream now, which I love. Clandestine shares this. You realize what happened, right? Trump baited the Dems into caring about Epstein via the Streisand effect. Now they're trapped. Just like I told you guys back in June in my video, July in my video. I think it was July. Back in July in my video, I told you guys this would be a rug pull. It is. There's my validation because now it's multiple people saying this. It's gonna bring down a lot of people. And they're going to keep fighting it as Massey's doing here. Massey announces he and Rep. Ro Khanna are drafting inherent contempt charges against Pam Bondi. But even somebody like Brett Hume, who's old school media establishment guy, Republican establishment guy, is even saying, this is a dead horse. Let it go. So the momentum's not there, but Massey and Ro Khanna have been given a task. This Epstein thing is failing. It was supposed to bring down Trump. That's gone. They have no choice there. No chance anymore. It's going to hurt Democrats. Why they are in the middle of this, before all the the bad stuff comes out, they're trying to buy time. And they're also going to say, we have to get somebody out of all this. Maybe we can get Bondi. And that's why they're going after Pam Bondi right now, because she's actually dangerous to them. So think about that the next time maybe you're getting frustrated with Bondi. Let's see. I saw a couple comments I want to address here. Mike Mitchell says they're saying that none of the Trump administration is true Republicans. Exactly. And that's how we like it. True Republican means establishment. True Republican means uniparty. That's what it's been forever. That's why they hate the Trump administration. It's the rebels. It's the rebels from both parties combined to make. There's far less rebels on the Democrats. That's why we only got Tulsi. That's why we only got Tulsi and RFK. Didn't get that many Democrats. There's not that many rebels on their side. But we're full. The rebels took over the Republican Party. And we're never giving it back. We're never giving it back. Another ad, a climate change ad. Well, there you go. That's fun. Romdog says, I read the government entities, NGOs are required to pay back government money. Really? Wow. Well, that's awesome. Anyways, so this is really interesting stuff. We'll see how it plays out, but I have a feeling that it's going to end with Massey eventually getting ruined. Massey eventually getting ruined and falling apart. So there's that. Anyways. All right, guys, it's late. Listen, let me finish with this. Everything that keeps coming out, including what's going on in Venezuela, what Trump's doing with our economy, what he's doing behind the scenes, how he played this Epstein thing, everything tells me 2026 is going to be big. And it's going to be big in a winning way. It also tells me, with the way things are going with J.D. Vance, listen, J.D. Vance is being attacked from all sides. The Democrats, the neocons, the establishment Republicans, they all hate him. They're all trying to bring him down. They're all using, all their assets are deployed. All the conspiracy people deployed. Candace Owens has already spoken about J.D. Vance. This was a while ago before the Charlie Kirk stuff, but she's done it. Whitney Webb, all these types, Ian Carroll, Nick Fuentes, all assets are deployed to stop J.D. Vance, and he's still the most popular politician in America, and it got 88% of the straw poll at AmFest. That's a combination of MAGA and traditional Republicans. J.D. Vance is going to run into the primary, win the primary, running away with it. Nobody has a chance unless they somehow kill him. God forbid that, but it's not going to happen because we're praying and he's going to stay safe. But point is this, it feels sometimes like we're hitting ruts. It feels sometimes like things are going slow. But when you step back and when you look at it, the Trump administration has pulled off an incredible first year. Incredible. The next year is going to be better, and it's only going to keep building from here. Guys, we are not at the end of anything. We're not even in the middle of anything. We've just gotten started. And the winning is only at the beginning. I hope you guys are ready, because just like Trump winning the presidency last year was a dream come true for many people, we're about to see many, many more dreams come true, politically speaking, over the next few years. So buckle up. It's coming. And I feel more confident about that than ever before. Pam Hayes says, Trump's the brightest light to ever shine on the corruption of our political system. Amen to that. David, I'm really going to try to find your page, man. I'm so sorry. I know it's been a pain for you. Can you message me on Patreon or something so I can actually keep the message? I want to see if I can find a way to unban you. All right, buddy. Anyways, guys, love you. Hope you guys are going to have a Merry Christmas. I hope to be on again tomorrow. I was going to plan to stream and do more videos in my vacation. And then what happens? I just get busy. Family stuff. You guys get it. But I do plan on being on tomorrow. If I miss it, I hope you guys have a Merry Christmas. But we're going to try it. We're going to do what we can. All right. Anyways, I hope you guys are excited. Things are going to improve. I have a full belief the markets are going to improve. The corruption is going to get fixed. So much is going to happen. Okay. So much is coming. Be excited. Enjoy your family in this season. Enjoy the season. Rest. Have fun. Toast to your loved ones. Just be blessed and watch and keep praying. Be involved where you can. But just know that, guys, if we don't stop, we're going to win, and the wins are going to be better than any of us honestly probably dreamed possible. I think that's where we're at. So anyways, love you guys. God bless you. Please like and subscribe, and let's say a prayer to end. So Heavenly Father, thank you for today. God, thank you for sending your son at Christmas. What a blessing. We don't even know what the world would be like if that had never happened. We can only look to history and see how dark it was in the old days, how crazy things were before we've had 2,000 years of Jesus to build on. And now look at the world. Even though it's a mess still, we live in more comfort than most kings did even 100 years ago. So we thank you for that, Lord. We thank you for all you're doing. We thank you that you are always making the world a better place. And God, when your people fight with you, when they join with you, when they wake up and actually move forward, amazing things happen. And I believe we're in one of those seasons where amazing things are going to happen if we don't give up. So Father, I pray that for everybody here, that you would bless them with confidence, with boldness, with endurance, and with the wherewithal to keep fighting at every opportunity. I pray for our president for protection. Pray for J.D. Vance for protection. Pray that, God, you would expose all evildoers. God, that you would prosecute corruption, that you would bring justice to this nation, prosperity and peace in Jesus' name. And we thank you for all you've already done, and just believe it's all going to get done in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Bless you guys. Have a wonderful night. Merry Christmas. And I will see you all very soon. Take care. God bless.